There's still some smoke in the air here in Madison County from two different forest fires that started yesterday.
Looks like some much needed rain on the way to central and eastern Kentucky, but it may come with a stormy price over the next few days.
And police call it a case of road rage on Interstate 75 in central Kentucky. How they caught the suspect and what they found in his car.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Jennifer Palumbo. April is starting the same way March ended, with really nice weather. Temperatures are in the 60s this afternoon. Here's a live look at our sky cam at Morehead State University, where it is blue skies. But that may look different this time tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has a first look at the forecast, and Chris, we could see some storms.
Yeah, stormy conditions coming in for Thursday and Friday. Rounds of thunderstorms, as a matter of fact, Jennifer, on the way to central and eastern Kentucky. So let us enjoy this first day of April and a lot of blue skies out there. Take a look at our sky cam here at the station. That is live First Alert Defender. You know, Defender has been awfully quiet so far this year in tracking any thunderstorm action. We'll change that up, though, as we go into the day tomorrow with some rounds of thunderstorms that will be on the way. Right now, 64 degrees. We said it would be a little cooler today than what we had yesterday. Plenty of sunshine, though, across the region. That humidity is still bone dry. Good news on today's front, the calm wind. Certainly that is helping with the forest fire situation. Something that is not helping, the low humidity, and we need some rain. We're going to get that over the next few days, along with some more winds. Right now, 60s galore into central and eastern Kentucky. Live First Alert Defender has nothing to talk about on a local scale. Back that out a little bit. Show you some showers and storms now beginning to crank up across parts of the Ozarks, southern Missouri. That stuff is lifting on in to central and eastern Kentucky as we go into the day on Thursday. So your weather headlines as we roll forward. Storms on the increase. Some of the storms could even be strong, or maybe our first severe weather threat of the year with heavy rainfall. Jennifer, I'll track it all for you when I come back in less than 15 minutes.
Thanks, Chris. Parts of central and eastern Kentucky have banned outdoor burning because of concerns about forest fires. Hundreds of acres have burned in the past few weeks. As Victor Puente tells us, the recent windy and dry conditions aren't helping the situation. It's our top story at 4.
There's still a bit of a haze in the air here on Long Hollow Road. Firefighters tell me they had about 20 acres here burn last night. The fire started sometime after 5 on the other side of this hill, burning its way to the top, then back down.
Called for additional units from Red Lick Fire Department and Madison County Fire and State Forest Service.
Firefighters used chainsaws, axes, and shovels to clear out lines to try to stop the fire from spreading, but high winds kept pushing it. Eventually, they brought in a bulldozer, were able to keep it from getting too close to this home. They also used water once it got near the bottom of the hill where their hoses could reach.
We raked a couple lines and it jumped those lines, and we had to get way out in front of it to rake a much wider line to keep it from spreading.
They're back out here today making sure the smoldering areas don't flare up.
The overnight humidity and stuff will get everything a little damp, but through the day the winds blow and it dries out really quick.
This wasn't the only forest fire in this county yesterday. They had about 5 acres burn off of Gravel Lick Road. The Red Lick Fire Department handled that fire. In Madison County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
This is fire hazard season, so any open burning within 150 feet of any woodland area is only allowed between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. Forestry crews continue to fight a brush fire in Rowan County. So far, about 70 acres have burned along Rodburn Hollow Road near Morehead. The fire is in the Daniel Boone National Forest. Right now, it's not near any homes. We'll have an update from the scene coming up at 5. Police arrest a man suspected in a case of road rage on Interstate 75. Richmond police say Thomas Moyer cut off a car, then pointed a gun at the driver yesterday afternoon. They say that driver then followed Moyer to the Cannon Corner Marathon on Duncannon Lane and Berea Road, where he called police. When they searched Moyer's car, they say they found a handgun and a magazine loaded with 6 rounds of ammunition. Moyer is charged with wanton endangerment, carrying a concealed deadly weapon, and DUI. We'll have details on the arrest coming up at 5. Our reporters are working on other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Amber Philpott joins us from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Amber.
Good afternoon to you, Jennifer. We are tracking the investigation into a stabbing in a Lexington neighborhood. It happened just before 11:30 this morning on East 4th Street. Police say someone saw a man in a driveway who had been stabbed and called for help. The victim was taken to UK hospital. His condition is not known this afternoon. Police have not said if they have any suspects. They're still on the scene collecting evidence and information. We'll have an update in this case coming up on WKYT News at 5. Lexington police say it is a very fortunate end to what could have been a very serious accident. A utility worker who was working in a hole in the road on Manteel Court this morning was run over by a car. Firefighters say, amazingly, the man wasn't seriously hurt. Police tell us the driver who ran over the man couldn't see him because he was hunched over with his head down, putting in new gas lines. We're told the wheel of the car dipped into the hole, running over the length of his back. Neighbors were worried it wouldn't end so well.
I left to go get coffee, and there were fire trucks and cop cars. That never really happens here, so I didn't know what had happened. I thought, crazy.
Police say the driver isn't facing charges because it was just an accident. We'll have more details on this story on WKYT News at 4:30. That is a look at just some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thanks, Amber. Now to stories making headlines around the world at 4. German airline executives are refusing to answer questions about the medical history of the co-pilot suspected of intentionally crashing a jetliner in the French Alps. Tina Kraus has the latest on the investigation.
The chief executives of Lufthansa and Germanwings Airlines laid flowers at a monument dedicated to the victims of last week's plane crash in the French Alps.
And I think it will take a long time for everybody, all of us, to understand how this could happen.
The airline bosses thanked recovery teams who authorities say have now finished the grim task of collecting body parts. But the executives refused to say what the airline knew about the mental health of co-pilot Andreas Lubitz.
How somebody with psychological issues flies one of your planes.
The 27-year-old is suspected of purposely crashing the jetliner, killing himself and 149 others. Investigators say Lubitz had been treated for suicidal tendencies and hid his mental health problems from his employer. Lufthansa admitted it knew 6 years ago Lubitz suffered from an episode of severe depression before he finished his flight training, but said he had passed all medical checks since then. When Lubitz flew the plane into the French mountainside, it smashed into thousands of pieces. Investigators say it could take several more months to retrieve all the wreckage. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
Investigators are calling on anyone with footage of the disaster to hand it over to officials. A French magazine and German newspaper claim to have seen cell phone video allegedly shot by a passenger that shows a chaotic scene with people screaming in different languages moments before the crash. The deadline has passed, but talks about Iran's nuclear program aren't likely to end anytime soon. They were supposed to be done by last night, but negotiators are still trying to get an outline for a deal with the U.S. and 5 other powers. Germany's foreign minister says the negotiators are still facing a tough struggle, but he hopes they can have a final deal by June.